don't find that my story is that unique, except that I have one thing that may be unique, which is a burning desire to see a better world. But that doesn't make me different than you, right? You're the same, right? Yes. I think all of us here are here because we have that kind of feeling in our heart. So when I graduated from college 15 years ago, I had just one wish. What can I do? How can I contribute? What can be the real hope? Because at that time, I was not feeling much hope. So I'm so grateful that I found this principle and philosophy and this movement, which has given me a tremendous amount of hope. So now, I want to explain about what it means to be an Earth Citizen and what is the Earth Citizen movement. So I would like to invite the lady of the hour to the stage. Can we have our first slide, please? Yes, there she is. We love you, right? Yeah, don't you feel that in your heart when you see the Earth? Everybody feels moved and everybody feels instantly happy. So she's endlessly giving us her love and giving us not just the food that we eat and the air that we breathe, but peace and the joy and the love that we feel when we feel our connection with her. And I love this picture out here in the galaxy. You can imagine, right? Let's pretend for a minute if we were at a big, cosmic, galactic Olympics, right? Let's pretend we were playing in this game. Who would be the home team that we were playing for? Yes, right? We wouldn't say, oh, I'm here to represent the United States, right? No way. So that is actually the first point of the meaning of an Earth Citizen. First and foremost, the identity which I value is that I am from the Earth, and I would like to stand here and say, and me meaning all of us, and say, before I look at our differences, the differences of our cultures and our religions, our different backgrounds, I want to look at our similarity, our likeness, which is that we are all from the Earth. This is our home. This is my value. So this is the first meaning of an Earth Citizen. That I focus on what we have in common, not what we have different from each other, because those differences have created a lot of separation. A lot of separation. Separation between people, separation between nations, and separation between us and our inner selves, and separation between us and the Earth. It's kind of endless road of separation now. When we don't stop to recognize our likeness and our oneness, it's just a continual trajectory of separation. And then what happens is when we're separate, when we don't feel connected, then we can hurt each other. When we don't feel that hurting you hurts me, and even hurting me hurts you, when we don't feel that, then we can hurt each other. And so that's what's happening here. And that has brought us to where we are today in the current state of the Earth. So, can we look at the next slide, please? Actually, okay, so let me talk a little bit while they're figuring that out. So actually, I don't like to talk about negative things about the Earth. I feel like when I have to listen to that, when I watch documentaries and even listen to the news and do research, I feel so depressed. Do you feel that too? Yes. That was really my starting point. I really fell into a depression when I was in college. And the depression was based on how critical the situation is. And I didn't know what to do. And just little me, with this little brain and heart, what should I do? What can I possibly do? And I'm endlessly receiving this information which seems so dire. For instance, we know this, right? Unsustainable use of resources on the planet. Completely unsustainable. Irresponsible treatment of waste. We're just a society, we just keep producing waste everything that we do, we live comfortably, but we're producing waste. And there's nowhere to put that waste. So the environment is becoming devastated, deteriorated quality of life. This now comes and affects us, our health. You know, there's epidemics everywhere, asthma, people with all kinds of breathing problems, diseases, cancers, all kinds of things. Because of the larger situation now. It's affecting our quality of life. Collapsing ecosystem. I was watching the documentary, The 11th Hour. Have you seen it, this documentary? Anybody? If you really, really, really want to wake up your brain, I really recommend watching this documentary. There's a lot of information that comes at you, one of which they said 55,000 species go extinct a year. A year! It's astounding to me. That's crazy, right? So even before thinking about, oh, this isn't fair for me, it's affecting my quality of life, I feel a devastating feeling of compassion, don't you? Like all those species, those animals, they're just providing for us. They're just part of the big network. Why is this happening? So it really makes my heart sink. And then this information about ecological footprint is also very astounding information. Are you aware about the ecological footprint? It's just basically talking about the amount of space that you take up to live. Both the land space and also whatever kind of resources around you you might need, trees for paper and this kind of thing, just to live your life. So with the current global population, the global ecological footprint is 1.5 times the size of the current Earth. So it means already we need an Earth and a half just to live sustainably here. Already. Now, if the entire world were to follow in the footsteps of the United States, which is a fast, economic developing country, high consumption lifestyle country, then if the whole world were to follow us, that number is going to explode to 5 times the size. 5 times. That means the Earth plus 4 more Earths. So other countries with much larger populations than we have, such as China and India, already they're starting to follow our lead in our lifestyle. And if it goes like that, there's no space for us. There's no way. This is the situation where we have found ourselves. That's why that documentary, The 11th Hour, if the end is midnight, we are at the 11th hour. That's the meaning of that documentary. And actually, there's one scientist on there who says, actually, for us, for human beings, it's 11:59. So the Earth will go on. You know, many people say, okay, the Earth, this amazing power of life, will continue. It'll reproduce. It'll heal. It'll recover itself. But what about us? So as Earth citizens here, we are deeply concerned about the Earth as well as our humanity, our future. This is what it's all about here, and this is what the Earth Citizen movement is about, really kind of taking a pause in my life to awaken to this realization of how critical this is and what this really means to me at this present moment. Because a lot of people, their senses are numb. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Kind of sleeping. So even if they hear this information or they watch the news, and then we get bombarded with so much information all the time. So when people are sleeping and they don't wake up when they hear this information, nothing changes. Nothing changes. So what we are looking for, what we are working for in the Earth Citizen movement is real change. We have to make real change. That's what I mean when I say, I was looking for hope and I couldn't find it. I felt like, okay, so what? So if I go over here and I try to stand up to protect the forests, but over there, the oceans are being destroyed. No matter where I go, there's not enough of me. I don't have enough hands, I'm too small. So, and I looked around and I felt, we don't have enough time, there's not enough hands. Where's the hope here? What should I do? So, fortunately, I dug deeper, I kept searching, and what I came to find is that the hope truly lies inside of me. And not just me, inside of each one of you and every single one of us. We are the only hope. Even, of course, there's people who say we are the problem, and then some people say, well, some part of this is naturally happening as well. Okay, it's mixed, but definitely 100% for sure, we are the only hope. And I want to go deeper into that. I was watching this documentary and I found an amazing quote about this. So I'm going to show you this. This will help me to explain what I mean. Can I have the next slide, please? So this is Wes Jackson, president of the Land Institute, and what he says is, the current state of the earth is an outward mirror of an inner condition, like inside, like outside. And that's a part of the great work. Do you understand this? Do you believe this? Yeah, it was so beautiful to me to see this man who's been on this journey to help the earth, really discovering that this is about human beings, and that what's happened is our disconnection inside of us, our separation with our own inner nature, our own oneness. This separation has created a huge imbalance inside of us. It made us capable of so many things, and this is flowing outward, and it's just being manifested on the earth, in the world. So we want to turn this around, right? We want to turn it around. To turn the direction around, the first person who needs to change is myself. I need to awaken my sense. I need to reconnect with myself. This is also the meaning of becoming an earth citizen. Taking responsibility for that. Taking ownership. That it's not others that need to change, but I need to change first. What kind of inner landscape am I creating now? Is that a bright landscape full of hope and peace and love, like the landscape that I'd like to see around me? Am I healthy? Am I balanced? What kind of inner landscape am I creating now? So this is where the movement comes in. If each one of us starts to take responsibility for our own inner landscape, and at the same time start to put our hearts and our hands and our heads together for what we can do for our outer landscape, the change is going to be much faster. Much faster. And actually, I do a lot of work with energy, and when you feel energy, you can feel my boundary is bigger than my own small physical body boundary. Right? Those of you who have done it, you can feel. So that means I can affect something further away from me if I change myself. Right? So if I stand here and I just start to cry, will that affect you? Yes, right. You'll feel that energy. That's how energy works. So if I stand here and I try to make myself really bright, really positive, like the drummers, and really create an atmosphere of energy and raise up the vibration, did you feel it? Yeah, this is our collective power, and this is how energy works. And beyond energy, we have consciousness. Consciousness, which is so amazing, it's leaping. Have you heard of critical mass theory? Okay, so can I have the next slide, please? This story gave me the most hope of all 15 years ago. The 100th monkey phenomenon. Okay, give us a big hand. Thank you for those of you who know about this. Has anybody else ever heard of this? Yes. Some people? Yes, right. It gave me so much hope. So I'll explain the story really briefly. In 1950, there was a scientific experiment done on islands of Japan. In Koshima in Miyazaki Prefecture, Japan, this is where it took place, where scientists were trying to train monkeys, wild monkeys, by giving them food and and they were successful in the work that they were doing. But there was something very interesting that they didn't expect that happened during this experiment. So they were giving them sweet potatoes to these wild monkeys. And then what the monkeys would do is pick up the potato and brush off the dirt and eat it. And then one day, for some reason, one of the monkeys went into the ocean and washed the dirt off in the ocean. And then, after getting all the dirt off, it dipped it one time and ate it, maybe making it salty. And then, the other monkey saw, so monkey see, monkey do, right? Yes, so the monkeys started to follow. One by one, all the monkeys started to do the same thing. And then, all of the monkeys were gathering on the island. And then, basically what happened was, when it reached a certain number, this was the critical mass, in this case it was called 100, then it jumped. And monkeys on another island started to do the same thing. Out of nowhere. This is consciousness. So this is our hope. I really hope you can feel this and understand what I'm saying here. When we raise up our collective consciousness to be an Earth citizen consciousness, it means a consciousness that recognizes our oneness, a consciousness that is balanced and bright, and a consciousness that seeks to develop my greatest potential inside of myself and share that potential with others. To awaken my natural healing power and share that healing power with others, when we can create a culture of that, a community and more communities, a big culture, just like the drummers, you can make a wave of energy which will eventually create a level of consciousness that jumps up. So that people everywhere start to become awake and aware of what they need to do. So for this, we really need everybody. And that is the Earth Citizen Movement. Can I have the last slide, please? So finally, to review, this is the Earth Citizen Movement. People who acknowledge and accept the Earth as the central value and make choices and take actions by this value. It means I need to choose to be that 100th monkey. I need to choose to be the first, second, and 100th monkey. I need to participate with all my heart. And then the movement is a collaborative work. We can't do it alone. Nobody can. Everybody is important to create a sustainable world by fostering the spirit of Earth citizens. So it's all about the uniqueness inside of us, our humanity, recovering our humanity, and that bright spirit, and promoting the practices of mindful living. How do you feel when you hear this? Do you feel important? Yes. Do you feel hopeful? Yes. Please give a big hand. So the movement cannot be done alone. So everybody, let's take one moment now before I finish here. I want to connect with the Earth. So can we bring the Earth back? And let's take a look at her and feel her. And those of you who know how to do energy exercise, I'm going to lead you for a moment. Please sit up straight and bring your fingertips together. And the first thing I want you to do is tap your fingertips really hard. Tap, 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 and look at the Earth and take the energy of the Earth into your heart. And keep tapping your fingertips really hard. As hard as you can. Tap, 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 tap. Good. And now stop. And close your eyes. And move your hands in and out, but don't let your hands touch. And try to feel some energy sensation between your hands. Move your hands. Good. And now you can even rotate your hands in front of you as if you are building a little ball in between your hands. Good. Rotate and build that ball. Keep your eyes closed now, just feeling. If you can feel a little energy in your hands, please nod your head. Good. Keep building that ball, and I want you to gather a small earth in between your hands. Feel the earth and feel your heart. Our one home, our beautiful earth. Feel your heart as you keep feeling this energy ball. And I want you to send your loving mind to that earth. Send your loving wishes, your prayers. You are sending light and hope into the earth. Good. Blessings. Send your blessings to our Mother Earth. And now slowly place your hands on the center of your chest and put this energy in your heart. And I want you to just think about how truly important you really are, each one of us. The choices we make and the actions we take mean everything at this moment. Good. Feel that in your heart, and everybody take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Deeply breathe in. And lowering your head down, breathe out. Good. And you can lower your hands and open your eyes. Did you feel something? Did you feel something more? Yeah. When you keep practicing, you can feel more and more. You can awaken this healing power that we have. So I really hope that you understand how important you are, and many of you might be thinking, oh, well, what can I do? What can I truly do? And that's another beautiful thing about the Earth Citizen Movement, is that we have an actual, tangible practice that we can do, and that is brain education. So learning how to balance yourself by balancing your body and brain. So for that, we're going to have another great speaker come up here and share with you what you can do. And I hope to see you all together in this great collaboration. Thank you for your time.